Hello everyone, it is your classmate Nolan Rose, as it says here. I am doing my genetic research on hemophilia, which is a blood disorder, um, causes unnormal blood clotting in a lot of cases. I will go into the exact details of the disorder later on. So, there are two types of hemophilia. Type A reduces factor VIII protein, which is basically a protein that helps the cell in the body kind of know how to clot the blood or not clot the blood. So it actually is incredibly essential for life. And I'm horrible at writing with a mouse. Type B and also type A is really known as being a less severe case of hemophilia. It really is supposed to be less severe and it doesn't cause as many of the severe symptoms as factor B does. Type B reduces factor IX protein, which is also, like factor VIII, extremely important to the body's blood processing system. Yeah, both essential to the blood process. Okay. How is it transferred? So, hemophilia is an X recessive gene. So, I mean, really, if that was A and that was a little a, this would be the affected one, the affected X. So, or as it's H here, it's an affected X, affected H. We're going to call it A for now. So we'll say it's the lower because it is a recessive. So if either of the daughters get retract hemophilia from the father or the mother, honestly, it doesn't matter which, neither of them will actually have the symptoms that you would think they would. They would not have hemophilia at all because this little lifesaver here, the X-dominant gene, will basically stop the effects of the hemophilia, so which makes it incredibly useful. I need to erase that one slide. Okay, so but if the mother is affected, lowercase h, and gives the X to either one, to any of her sons, they will both have it, or whichever one retracts it will have it, because both of them, I mean, if they get the X from their mother, and they will have it, and they'll have no way to fight against it because they don't have that second X that the daughters have. So this is how it affects people, hemophilia. So this is an example of type B. Basically what happens is when the blood gets clotted too much, it'll start leaking into joints, which is where you get that kind of inflation, which, yeah, I know it's kind of nasty, but it's definitely more, which is why it's more severe in a lot of cases, is because it can cause stuff like that. This is a really actually severe type of case A, of type A. Because, well, definitely with either type, you're going to get bruised because bruising is, like when blood gets stuck in there. So you're going to have really extensive bruising if you have hemophilia. And anything that, like if you cut your finger, it's going to bleed, like, a lot. Or if you get a bloody nose, you're going to bleed for, like, twice as much as, an average person. So type A is supposed to be less severe, but this is a severe case because you kind of got the really bad bruising going on there. I mean, people with type A aren't really that affected. They can live a normal life. I mean, obviously there's some what-if scenarios that can, like, definitely it can be an important factor in their life at some point. But for the most part, type A is less severe and type B is more severe. So, how many people have hemophilia? 1 out of every 5,000 male births actually have hemophilia. And they are diagnosed at a low age, as you can see here, all the cute babies and stuff. 12 to 24 months is less than 1 month, 60 is 69.7%. 1 to 6 months is 1.60. Hi, Skype. Um, 7 to 12 months is 7.1%, and you can read the rest. And only 20,000 people are really affected by it in the U.S., which isn't that much, I think, in comparison to other genetic disorders. So I really think that this one is a little bit not that it's less important at all. It's just a little bit less noticed or known. So there is no cure for hemophilia, and or it's even not even being worked on. But there are foundations that actually help, like the National Hemophilia Foundation, who do these walks with Baxter. Oh gosh. Who do these walks with Baxter to kind of raise awareness for this disease, which isn't quite, it doesn't happen that much. I mean, only 20,000 people have it in the U.S. But another thing I actually want to elaborate on is women can get it. Because, like Mr. Irvin said to yesterday, or today when I'm recording this, it would be if the daughter was born with two recessive genes, they could get hemophilia if both genes are affected. I don't quite know if they still get it if only one gene is affected. I figure they do, but that is also just me figuring things. Thank you for listening, and I hope all the rest of your projects go well, and thank you.